Being cancelled can kill you. Cancel culture is beginning to become a massive thing. There are a million ways to die in the West, but in our modern, social media-centred, computer-centric world, these ways to die have extended to some pretty weird ones, including black magic, sort of, curses, and even being cancelled. For those of you who don't know, being cancelled is a modern term for just being ignored. Again, sort of, treated like you don't exist. Recently, JK Rowling has had a lot of poo thrown at her for her views on trans women. Now, I'm not going to poke that hornet's nest again, but what I am going to do in this video is explain how cancelling someone, even in modern times, can lead to their death.
Surprise!
As well as tell you the origins of its use as a social punishment, and it's far more magical than you may think. If this sounds like something you'd like to watch, click that like button right now, subscribe and ding that bell, because it's all coming up right after this. Hello and welcome back to Real Wizardry, where we make your life more magical. My name's Neil Trigger, I'm going to be your magical host, it says so down there. And if you're thinking of cancelling someone, taking away their voice, that's a good way to win an argument, right? You just don't listen to them. Well, it certainly does have its good points. It's better than fighting and escalating the discussion, but it also fails to address anything. So aside from these good points, can cancelling someone actually be bad? Well, in 2019, the whole cancel culture movement got so bad, even ex-President Barack Obama waded in, explaining that the social media habit of gathering a mob to agree or disagree with a certain point means that discussion, diplomacy and tolerance just goes out of the window. But is this anything more than simply censorship? Mark Halperin, I hope I've pronounced that right, a political commentator and journalist, was accused of unwanted sexual advances. When he denied this, but admitted to the behaviour that was inappropriate and caused others pain, he wrote a book, and when it was released, his publishers spoke to the New York Post, stating that this guilty until proven innocent culture was toxic. That's my words, by the way, not theirs, and they compared it to being dead, even 12 years after the unproven allegation. That's nothing new, of course. Michael Jackson himself was accused of child sex offences, which were roundly disproven in court. But it didn't stop people from talking, and some very strong opinions about him. Now, cancel culture being compared to treating someone like they're dead may sound like hyperbole, but being cancelled can really kill someone. In some tribes, the most heinous acts like rape, theft, murder, that sort of thing, would lead to a black magic ritual. I call it that for simplicity, by the way. Magic is never black or white, and maybe I'll go into that in a different video. In this ritual, though, the tribe's shaman, or shaman, would conduct a series of movements depicting the removal of the soul.
Expecto Patronum!
And then cast spells to remove the person from the earth. The whole tribe would be there,
Morning, Weasleys!
dancing round a fire, shaking bones, the belief being that the victim of this ritual would become transparent, hollow, and cease to exist. The key here is that after the ritual, all the villagers were instructed to act like that person doesn't exist. They also did that in Haiti with voodoo rituals and things, where they would just walk past them, look through them, ignore their presence on Earth, and essentially to cancel them. The victim of this ritual would usually die within a few days. Similarly, any kind of psychic or doctor that tells people they've only got a couple of days to live has a huge influence over that person's life. And what a horrible way to go. It's a message that's heard all over the world even now. In an interview in Vogue after the hashtag Taylor Swift is cancelled started trending on social media, she said, "You're sending mass amounts of messaging to this person to either shut up, disappear, or it could also be perceived as kill yourself." Again, the association was with death. When Maslow, the famous psychological researcher, developed his hierarchy of needs, he made this diagram. And it's about the things that people need to survive. So that's it. You'll notice that psychological needs are at the very bottom here. These are the basest, most fundamental needs a person has at the bottom, working up to desirable at the top. But it's not essential as you get closer to the top of the triangle. It could be argued that cancel culture erodes pretty much all of them, all the way up to the transcendence at the top. So if the only option is that someone has to transcend, that's a really powerful message, isn't it? Don't live here anymore, kill yourself, that's the only way to transcend. It's not very nice, and it's not a message that I would want anyone to take away. For me, cancel culture is a toxic byproduct of a lazy, polarising social media that would rather just stop things that they didn't like, rather than engaging in a discussion about it. It's toxic because it can literally kill people, so just don't do it. If you like this video, please click that like button. If you want to see some more of this kind of thing, please subscribe and ding that bell, so that you never miss out on a single Magick minute. I'll be back next time with some more magical awesomeness, but until next time, as always, stay magical. My voice has gone weird.